His Morning Crew with Rob, Allison, and Jim.
We're in the process of adopting, waiting for our match, and we've been able to connect with families all over the country that are going through the same process. And I wanted to share one of their stories with you because this miracle just unfolded, and I just know it's going to touch your heart like it touched mine. It all started when Gina Tangeman and her husband were at a Casting Crowns concert, and God spoke to them through the music.
'Cause you're the God of all my days.
It was that song, God of All My Days, that really made them feel like they were supposed to adopt. So they started the process with All God's Children International. That's the same agency that we're using. And they knew they were called to adopt from Burundi, East Africa, which is the country we're adopting from. And after more than a year, they were matched with a beautiful little boy named Josu. Sorry, guys. Josu has been in the orphanage since he was 1. And he's now 7. I need to pull it together because I have a lot to tell you. So Gina posted this on Facebook. We've been so blessed, so incredibly blessed, and we're so in love with our new son. And he is so cute, you guys. He's just adorable. They even were able to send him care packages. And then they were getting ready to travel to Burundi this month. And then they got some terrible news. She posted this on our group page, and she said it was okay for me to share it. She says, FedEx has lost our passports and visas into both countries as they were en route back to us from Washington, D.C. Our flights are booked, our hotels are booked, our itinerary and embassy and medical appointments in both Burundi and Kenya are all set. Please pray for a miracle. We're so heartbroken. I have no energy left. Please, please pray that FedEx finds our passports and visas and they arrive in time for our trip. So we prayed. I had everyone here at his radio praying. People all over the country were praying. And then last week we witnessed a miracle. Gina posted this. She said, praise God, our package has been found. It was found under a belt at the Maryland facility undamaged.
Get out.
And anyone that has dealt with a lost package knows that's a miracle.
It is.
I mean, that doesn't happen. She says, what my husband John and I alone were not able to accomplish in 2 days was accomplished today in 1.5 hours. First, because God showed his mighty sovereignty. And second, he showed it through all of you. And so today, they're going to get their son.
Are they really?
Yes.
This is the day. Oh, my word.
Day.
So happy for John and Gina.
I know. I am too, as you can tell. I'm so excited for them. But it's also just a reminder to me because the wait is so hard.
Yeah, Alison and Tim have been, how many years now has it been? You started the process? More than 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this little guy's been waiting 7 years to get to his forever home.
And just to imagine that moment when he meets his mommy and daddy.
There's something about God's timing that's so hard to really comprehend and understand. And you can't tell somebody in the waiting process that because, I mean, it's like your heart breaks.
It is.
You know?
But I'm just so excited for this family and excited, too, because I know that someday that's going to be us.
It will be
Hopefully
you.
without the lost passports and, and visas.
Although that'll be quite the journey if it does happen.
Rob, Allison, and Jim.
Allison, moments ago, I don't know if you caught it on his morning crew here on his radio, but she was sharing an adoption story that you'll see on our highlights page at hisradio.com. It'll be up there in moments. But quite the story. And Allison's going through this journey herself. It's been 2.5 years since you started the adoption journey. Burundi is where you're adopting from.
Yep, East Africa.
Check out this text we just got in. You had to read this.
I think I owe a little apology to Lynn. She says, Allison, you had me crying in my car. I literally am pulled over on the side of the road to get it together. I just want you to know that I prayed for you and will continue to do so through your waiting. My daughter adopted my grandson after 2 long years of fostering him. And there were many times we weren't sure if we would get to keep him or if he would be taken from us. God is mighty and he is faithful. Find your patience and comfort in him.
Oh, that's beautiful, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn.
But Jennifer is joining too, and she says, I have some hope I want to share with Allison as well.
My brother has twins. They were on a waiting list for 3 years. God not only called when he was about to go to Italy on a sabbatical because he's a professor, and they already had their tickets purchased, and he called. They said they have babies, but it's not one baby, it's two babies. Would they be willing to accept two babies? So he multiplied the blessing. They were able to change their tickets to Italy, to Denver, Colorado, and they picked them up, and they got them straight from the hospital, and they were 5 days old.
So Allison's going to have 10 babies.
So God will multiply, sometimes come in a mysterious way, and he may multiply the blessing. You've never seen two grandparents shop so fast.
I can imagine. Oh, how cool.
So I love these boys with all my heart. So your miracle's coming.
Thank you. That means so much.
More than just pretty voices.
June is Internet Safety Month, so all week long we're giving you these really practical, easy tips to help keep your kids safe online. And today I want to talk about YouTube, okay? Because the statistics are pretty crazy. If you have a kid between the ages of 5 and 15, they're spending an average of 15 hours each week online. And preschoolers are spending like 8 hours a week online. And YouTube is the most popular online destination for kids to watch content. So that's why it's so important as parents that we know how to go in and make sure the content that they're seeing is safe.
My 10-year-old is on YouTube all the time, and we have to monitor exactly what he watches just about every minute he's on it.
Well, hopefully you already know this then. There's a restricted mode, which is an optional setting with YouTube. And when you activate that, it will help screen out potentially mature content that you would rather your child not see.
Yeah, right?
And so those steps are pretty easy to take.
Yeah, which when you go to our website at hisradio.com, you'll see some of those steps in a blog that Alison put together.
Yeah, so you just go to your account icon, like your little picture, your image there, and you click on restricted mode, and then a dialog box will appear, and all you have to do is toggle that over to on, like turn it on.
Sweet.
But you do have to do it for each browser. So if you have different browsers on your computer or whatever, or your iPad, iPhone, you have to do it for each thing.
So you got to do it in Safari, you got to do it in Google Chrome,
Yes.
Explorer. They don't have Explorer anymore. But
I don't know.
all that stuff.
Whatever you're using, do it, and then hopefully that will help keep it a little safer. Obviously, you still need to be vigilant.
Yeah, they do have these tips for you. Alison posted them on our blog at hisradio.com. If you text the word SAFE, we'll get you right there. SAFE at 800-447-7234. And as an added bonus, social media is a thing too. And how do you parent through social media? Well, Kirk Cameron has a DVD out called Connect. And when you leave a comment on that blog, you're in the running to win that DVD. That's online at hisradio.com, or just text the word SAFE to 800-447-7234.
Mornings with Rob, Allison, and Jim.
Satira understands what Alison just said there very well, because they're an outreach that helps out incarcerated people get back into society, find some good jobs, and teach them some life skills. Fred Turner went through Satira. He is just one of those people of many that they help, and he was just featured in the Greenville News because of that. And he told them that he was determined that he needed to change.
I made my mind up before I left that I wasn't going back there, to live in that particular setting. I knew I had potential, but I just didn't know how to apply it.
Well, he knows how to apply it so well. He learned so much since he got out of prison going through Satira that now he attends a regular drug and alcohol support group. He's learned how to manage a bank account, which is so cool. And now he has a job at the kitchen sink. He started washing dishes. He went to janitor services there. And now he helps with prep work in the kitchen and is doing so well.
I've actually eaten at that restaurant, and I had no idea this was part of their story. That's so cool.
That is amazing. I love that they believe in people that much, to give people a second chance and a third chance. And look at Fred Turner. He is just thriving now.
People are worth more than their worst deeds.
Isn't that the case?
Yeah.
Oh, my word. There's a sermon in that one. Let's pass the plate for Allie. She just told one. That was amazing.
Okay, that's it. Mornings with his morning crew.
Martha Heft started sewing when she was just 5 years old. That was 94 years ago.
Oh, really?
So yeah, she's 99. Her skill is still proving to be useful. She's making dozens of dresses out of donated patterned pillowcases. And they turn out so adorable. She's making them for little kids. And some police officers delivered those amazing dresses to children living in orphanages in Puerto Rico.
My 99-year-old grandmother and a group of ladies in her community get together and sew dresses and blankets for children in need. They've made little notes to accompany the dresses so the children know that they're thought of and loved.
I love that each dress comes with a note. And when you look at these dresses, you would not know that it's an old pillowcase.
No, and they're
really
so
cute.
beautifully made. I love that the officers are all involved in this as well. And she's 99.
Yeah, Martha
Yeah.
says that as long as God grants me life and health, I'm happy to do this. I just wish I had a little more speed.
Oh, yeah. She feels as if she's slow.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. You should see these dresses. As a matter of fact, we'll post them on our His Radio TV video replay page. So you'll catch that on Apple TV, Roku, and our website at hisradio.com. There's even an app, His Radio TV app on Google Play in the App Store.
And you know, she's complaining about how she wishes she was faster, but she's a lot faster than those people who aren't doing anything.
That's true that, right? Way to go.
Mornings with Rob, Allison, and Jim.
There's this beautiful German Shepherd dog that a family didn't want anymore. So Matthew, who was 17 years old at the time, said, "That is my dog." So they adopted this German Shepherd. Well, now Matthew, no longer 17, he's 24 years old. He is a U.S. Army specialist right now, Matthew Morgan. He just returned home after an 11-month-old tour in Iraq. And I guess you can somewhat know who had just greeted him at the door with so much joy. It was his faithful dog, Raina. It was all captured and posted all over the place. Viral nuts right now because it's just such a beautiful reunion of this dog who at first when he walked through the door, the dog's like, huh? Who? Wait a minute. That's Matthew! That's my bud since I've known since he was 17.
He smelled the same even after 11 months.
11 months away in Iraq, still the same human smell.
Oh,
How cool. That's so beautiful. It's like a movie.
that is precious.
I know.
I need a dog.
Well, what's stopping you?
I know. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah?
But I want someone to greet me like that when I come home. Right now, it's like, hey.
Okay. Well, we'll work on that.
Mornings with Rob, Allison, and Jim.
Quick, you need to book this trip now. This is a trip of a lifetime. I mean, the journey begins in January of next year. It starts in Seattle, and then it goes to Khoi Toi, and then Bali, and then Sakhilis, Rwanda, some other place called Makabakabaka, and then Bogota, and then Kapopolis Islands. Oh, and I know how to say this. It ends in Miami.
Oh, okay. I think you got that one right.
I did.
And I'm pretty sure you said Seattle right.
Seattle was pretty good, and Bali I think I got too. The other ones I have no idea to do. If you can't tell, it's a trip around the world, and it's in a personal jet, and you have all these excursions that take place, cultural outings, the beaches. You hop back on the jet. You even sleep on the jet. It's just flying around the world for you. Yeah. Oh, and this luxurious trip around the globe that is next year will only set you back, and hurry, because this is going to fill up quick. It'll only set you back $143,000. Hey, but it's a Four Seasons private jet.
Oh, well, in that case.
Yeah.
I mean, is food included too?
You know, yes.
Okay.
Especially when you stop at Makabaka and the Galapagos Island before you hit Miami.
And is someone going to rub my feet whenever I want them to?
They better for $143,000.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm telling you.
Rob, Allison, and Jim.
Caroline just called our number, and she has something to share with you. What is it, Caroline?
My husband just shared with me on Facebook a thing with it's called From Metaspoon. These 5 nurses, male nurses. It's really funny. They singing, but they're like in their nurse uniforms, like during surgery and all. Come over here, Wayne. I'm gonna get my husband to get it going. Listen to this.
I think of you down, down, down.
interesting, Caroline.
It sounds like they sound like the real original singers.
Yeah, that was. Oh, who was that?
Neil Sedaka.
That's right. Wow. These are nurses?
I know that it's true.
All right, then.
Well, he's going to try to share that to your Facebook page.
That's
I hope it works.
perfect. Can't wait to see it there.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
No, you're welcome. Oh, I'm inspired now by these male nurses. Wait a minute. Waking up is hard to do. I get it. Waking up from surgery.
Oh.
I get it.
They must be anesthetists.
Yeah.
Rob, Allison, and Jim.
What do you say? Time to break a world record.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. Let's break a world record. Are
Okay.
you ready?
Yeah.
Let the countdown begin.
3, 2, 1.
That's the sound, apparently, of what a moose makes, multiplied by nearly 2,000 people at a moose festival.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
There is such a thing. This is nearly 2,000 people, all making a moose sound. Thousands of mooses came from everywhere.
Niece?
Yeah, or nieces, or nephews. Yeah, and so now they submitted this video that they took of them doing this thing, and hopefully it's a world record.
Good for them.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Can you teach me?
Sure. So first, you got to put your hands up near your mouth
Okay.
to project your moose
Yes.
sound.
Okay.
And all you do is...
That sounds painful.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know. My voice. I don't want to ruin my voice.
Go ahead.
Is that good?
Wow. Did you look at that? There's a moose knocking on the front door.
More than just pretty voices.
Okay, picture this. You get your pizza. You're driving it home to bring to the family. Can you smell it?
Mm-hmm.
You hit a massive pothole. The pizza flies off your passenger seat onto the floor. All the cheese gets stuck to the box lid. The toppings are jostled, and your perfect pizza is pretty much ruined.
That's horrible.
According to Domino's, it's a crisis in our nation. And that's why they've launched Paving for Pizza to fix potholes across the country.
Domino's delivery drivers are experts at handling bad roads. But those roads shouldn't ruin your pizza when you carry out. If your drive home is rough on pizza, tell us at pavingforpizza.com so we can fix roads across the country.
They've actually started fixing potholes in 4 cities across the country.
Oh, this is a real deal.
This is a real thing.
That's
This
cool.
is not a spoof. They like give the money to the city fixes it, and they put up a little sign that say like it was sponsored by Domino's or whatever. And Athens is one of the first 4 to get potholes
No
fixed.
way.
Yes. So you can nominate your town for a grant from Domino's Pizza.
Hey, I'm going to nominate. I see so many potholes between here and home. It's horrible.
Isn't that funny, though?
I know how to swerve around them, except for the first time when I went bump and a tire went on me. Isn't that horrible when the tire goes out?
Yes.
Because of the potholes? And then your pizza's all over the place.
Worst.
Mornings with his morning crew.
A 9-year-old girl in Arizona is not letting the fact that she's young stop her from accomplishing something pretty amazing. She founded Stitches by Charlotte. She makes dolls for kids in the hospital. And it all started because her grandma gave her a sewing machine 2 years ago. And that's how it all began. So over the past couple years, she's made more than 150 dolls. She also sells dolls and donates the proceeds to charities that are close to her heart because when Charlotte was born, she had cleft lip.
Oh.
And she had several facial surgeries by the time she was even 4 years old. So she's donating some of the proceeds of her dolls to charities that help kids that are like her and are going
Really?
through similar struggles. And she's also designing a line of dolls that kind of have ailments that would be similar to what kids might be going through in the hospital. So her vision at 9 years old is to have a toy for every child in the hospital so whatever they're going through, there's a toy, a doll that's going through the same thing.
That's cool. I'm sure she needs some kind of funding for that to make that happen too.
Yeah.
But she's doing it. She's
doing a wonderful job and really getting a lot of attention because she's so special and unique.
That is just so cool. I'm glad you're doing that. What a nice young lady.
Mornings with his morning crew.
There are times that you're walking down the sidewalk or you're at the park and you step in gum.
Oh, it's the worst.
It is. It gets all sticky, and then everything else you step in, it's like the grass and all that stuff. It's in the gum on the bottom of your shoe. It is absolutely horrible. So, hey, might as well give in to the gum and make it into a permanent thing on your foot. Make it a sneaker. Recycle the spit out gum and make it a sneaker. They say the ratio in Amsterdam alone of gum, there's more gum that's spit out than cigarette butts on the ground. And so somebody is recycling this gum in Amsterdam and making, I kid you not, you can't make this up, a gum shoe, a sneaker out of recycled, chewed up, spit out gum.
What poor person's job is it to scrape up all the gum?
I don't know, but they must be making a mint because it's $58 a pop for a pair of these gum shoes. It's the sole, so it's not the whole shoe, it's the sole. It's not sticky or anything. It's got good traction, I understand.
I don't know, I'm going to have to chew on this for a while.
Oh, no.
His morning crew.
Wonder if your calling could be, let's say, bungee jumping. From very high up. I've never bungee jumped. I don't know if Alison has. Have you?
Nope.
Never?
Nope.
In your life? Wow.
I think I'd do that before jumping out of a plane, but I still don't think I really want to do it.
She's not into heights. We can't even get her on a roller coaster ride. She says it's vertigo.
Yeah.
Macau Tower. It's in China, and if you've ever seen a picture of Macau Tower, it's almost like the Space Needle in Seattle. It looks like it. Only you can bungee jump from this thing. You can bungee jump from it, and it is 760 feet above ground, which is 70 stories high if you compare it to a high-rise.
Whoa.
So you're bungee jumping from 7-story building almost. Listen to this one woman who just took the plunge recently.
That was crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, but she did it.
I believe it.
She did it. So not to be outdone in America by this big bungee jump in China, where can you do that from? Well, they're not going to do it from our Space Needle in Seattle. So they thought, Grand Canyon. You know, now they have this glass plate that's over the Grand Canyon that looks like you're standing over the Grand Canyon. They're going to attach a bungee cord to this thing. They're going to have it open soon. It's like in August, it's going to be open. Grand Canyon Glass Bridge. That's where they're going to do the highest bungee jump in the world. Because this one in China, it was it.
Wow.
Until now, we're beating it by 8 stories. So this is 78 stories. It's 853 feet in the air. You bungee jump into the Grand Canyon. How cool is that? I want to do that so bad.
That does sound pretty cool.
Yeah.
I bet it's a beautiful view, too.
It has to be. If your eyes are open while you're taking the plunge, it's like, Geronimo! Jumping on that thing. I want to make that happen. Somehow, some way.
You need to do it. Put it on your bucket list.
Okay, I don't have one, but if I did, I'd put it right on there.